This right here is my Triumph Street Triple RS, and this front headlight is absolutely polarizing. Either you love it and it makes the whole motorcycle for you, or you hate it and it completely ruins it, and that's why you would never ride one. Well, today what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to install this 7-inch round LED headlight here and see how that changes the entire vibe of this motorcycle. I'm not gonna just like duct tape it on the front, by the way. I have a whole kit. That is right, today we have in the box the Motodemic round headlight kit, which is something that I've seen recommended to me over and over and over again. Or if you love the stock headlight, you've been telling me not to do it for weeks. The beauty of the Motodemic kit though is that it is very simple to install as well as to take off the motorcycle if we decide it's not something we like. And speaking of determining whether or not we like it, I'm not gonna have the final say on this one. You guys are, as well as we're taking this motorcycle out to a Triumph event here in Austin later this week, and we're gonna get the man in the street's opinion about the Street Triple with the round headlights. So let's dive on into installing this. Okay, so we're gonna start out by assembling the actual headlight here. Now, I've already done a dry run of this because I was very worried that my kit was gonna be assembled sideways. So I did a full test fit just to make sure it works. There we go. Now, for the outer ring, which goes on like so, you need to line up. There's a little hole here that lines up with that guy. That is your adjustment screw. And then lastly, what we're gonna do is we're gonna adjust this a little bit. There, job done. Let's move over to the motorcycle. Now the folks at Motodemic actually have a very nice video explaining how to do this, and they have detailed instructions, but instructions are for cowards and we're just gonna send it. Yeah, may not be exactly by the book. All of these are gonna go into a nice baggie that's not gonna scuff anything up, just in case the winner wants to go back to this stock headlight. Now you did hear me right. I did say winner because I'm giving this thing away with the fine folks over at Fan of Them. All you gotta do is click that link down in the description below where you can get yourself signed up to win for free, or you can pick up a piece of limited edition merch, which is gonna go directly to helping me make more cool content with bikes I can then give away to you guys. I also figure since this bike is British, we might as well try seeing if this is a proper tea receptacle, because, you know, tea, right? Who actually drinks this crap? Just like the good Lord intended. Let's get back to it. Okay, it looks like we have a temperature sensor up here. How do I unplug you from the side? Press, pull, and the whole thing comes out. I think this whole thing has to come out. Or maybe we start by removing the dashboard. Let's remove the dashboard. I know the dashboard has to come out. Just pull. And then all three of these bolts need to come out. Before we do that though, I do know that this trumpet thing has to come out. So that's the cable stays there. Let go. Let go. Whew. Okay, so we got to harvest a couple of things. First and foremost, we need to take this dash holding bracket off. And dash should just pull free, which it does. I know we need those grommets. There we go. Okay. Let's get the dashboard back on there. Now let's get that airflow sensor out of here. How am I going to do that? All right, now I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to put everything back together as much as it can go so that as much as humanly possible, I'm giving the winner just one assembly so they can figure out how to put it all back together if they want.
Eventually.
So yeah, I took a quick second and put the whole thing back together so that I could send this to the winner if they decide to put the headlight back on or sell it, because this is probably like $1,000 worth of hardware, maybe more. I did also film a quick little video showing what needs to go back into this headlight and how to kind of do it just in case they need a hand. Finally, I do want to take a second and shout out the sponsor for today's video, Quadlock. They made it possible for me to spend $700 on this whole kit so that I could show you how it works. Quadlock is my phone case of choice because I've been using it for years and it is the most dependable way I have found to hold a phone to a motorcycle. Not only do they have mounts that'll fit on every single motorcycle under the sun, but they have an entire range of accessories, including their mag wallet, the wireless charger, and a whole bunch more. Click that link down in the description below to check out everything that Quadlock has to offer. A huge shout out to Quadlock for making it possible for me to throw this headlight on the motorcycle, and let's get back to it. Okay, now comes the slightly tricky part, and that's installing the actual fork rings on the bike. So these go where the taper ends up being straight, and I'm just putting these screws in, just finger tight for now, because I need to put thread locker on them. Get another one, and that screws in there. And then I've got a bracket that needs to get set on there, so I'm gonna grab that. Where did I put it? This just sort of lines up on here. That's where that's supposed to be. Now all this is just gonna sit loose until I actually get the headlight bucket installed. I'm just getting everything started up so that I can line it up. All right, now that I have the brackets on, I'm gonna go ahead and finalize the whole install here. I need to figure out what happens to that airflow sensor. That's not an airflow sensor, that's a temperature sensor. Okay, that is the only part of this kit I don't like. I hate yucking someone else's yum, but this is idiotic. Having to sort of squish everything into place. I do not like that. Especially on a kit where everything else, the build quality has been so nice. This is just not. This ain't it right here. Okay, that's on there. Again, I don't like it, but I don't have to. It works. And the main thing is, this is the only wire that's dangling, so it's actually kind of a clean install. Yeah, looks good to me. Now let's install the headlight. Okay, so headlight goes on here. We're gonna plug this all in. And then I'm gonna stuff this in the bucket. Perfect. Now comes the fiddly part of just making sure everything's lined up and then tightening all these bolts with some orange Loctite. They say to use blue. I prefer orange. Orange holds like red, but releases like blue. Alrighty, the headlight is fully installed on this motorcycle, and happily enough, it is working. So especially, I was most concerned about making sure the high beam works, as well as the accelerometer. You can see that light right there is kind of coming on and off. This is actually directional lighting, so as you turn, it's gonna throw light in the direction of travel. That's just a nice extra feature, especially if you're riding in really dark areas at night going through some twisties. You also may notice that I flipped the mirrors upside down. I figured that since we were kind of going with the more cafe racer vibe, I'm just gonna flip the mirrors over. And I actually like how much it cleans up the handlebars, and it allows me to grab the handlebars here at the end the way I like to, versus having to be stuck on the grips. As far as actually installing the kit, it was super simple, and it actually looks pretty much like it's supposed to be here. There's no exposed wiring. I could see somebody looking at this who's not familiar with the Street Triple and thinking this is exactly how it comes out of the factory. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is we do have the Motodemic logo on the right-hand stanchion over here. I'm not a big fan of that, but what you gonna do? It's black on black, and it is their kit, so I guess they gotta put their name on it somewhere. The real question I have, though, is what are people going to think about this headlight when they see it? So we're gonna head out, get Whitney's opinion on it, and then we're heading off to the Triumph event to see what Triumph diehards really think about it.
Now, while we're on the way over to Whitney's place, I figured one of the things that could change a lot as a result of changing that headlight is the aerodynamic character of the motorcycle. How does it feel on the highway? And I gotta say, there have been some changes, not all of them good, not all of them bad. So, first and foremost, I am noticing that the wind buffeting coming off of the dashboard is actually a little bit higher up, like it's a little bit more steep, which means that the wind is kind of coming up to my chin, kind of where the camera is, and that means that my eyes, my ears are kind of in a little dirtier air. Now, if you're shorter than me, that's going to clear up quite a bit. Another thing I notice is when you tuck in, you're actually in a better bubble, which is kind of ironic. Because this is pushing so much more air, the bubble is a little bit taller, which means you can tuck in and get into clearer air, like less dirty wind is hitting you in the chest. I really like having the mirrors down here, by the way. This has been a really nice change because it allows me to open my grips up a little bit so that I can do the, the screwdriver throttle thing and get a little bit more precise. And what that has helped me notice is part of my issue with the power delivery. I hate saying this, but I wasn't twisting the throttle hard enough. The throttle throw on this bike is a lot longer than I would expect from kind of a Street Fighter naked bike. That definitely feels like the throttle throw off of a sport bike. A slightly quicker throttle cam on there would definitely get the power on a lot faster and would definitely make this bike more aggressive. And I felt that by flipping the mirrors, because I could be in the standard grip that I like. The last thing I'm gonna note is there is a service light on the bike. Not sure why. My guess is it probably came from when I had the dash unplugged. My guess is the dash still gets power even when the bike is off. And if that's the case, removing the dashboard would throw a service light. So I'm just gonna head down to AF1 and have them take a look at it and clear it. Bit of a bummer, but the bike rides fine. Everything's good. So it's definitely just like a something got disconnected and it needs to be like pat on the head and told it's okay. So let's get Whitney's opinion now on the bike. Whitney is the channel's unofficial esthetician. So I figured before we get any man in the street opinions, we got to swing it by Whitney's place, because one of the things that was holding her back, if you watch the video going head to head against the Tuono, is you did not like the headlight.
Didn't like the headlight.
You did not love the vibes. What do you think about the new headlight?
Dude, this looks great. Even my dog Davis agrees. I think if I saw you flying by, I'd be like, wait a second, what was that?
Right.
Because it doesn't have the methed out grasshopper look that the Street Triple has.
Go ahead and flip it on. Let me know what you think with the headlight actually on.
I must grab my minion, my headlight helper minion. Ooh.
Can you tell that that is
God,
a
so
Chinese knockoff of a JW speaker?
No,
headlight?
you can't. And that is, the Chinese are coming for us. And I mean, they've already won. Like,
Yeah.
come on, they've already won. Yeah, the fit and finish on this is nice.
Would you buy that bike now?
I would 100% buy that bike.
There you go.
100. That is so, like, that has been the through line as my motovlog character. But like, yeah, come on, sing around headlight.
Yeah.
I'm part of that cult. You're part of that cult, I think, too.
I mean, your first bike was an XSR 900.
Yeah.
Your first big bike, anyway.
My first big bike. Well, but my first real bike
was a CB160.
was a 1965 CB160, single round headlight.
And there you have it, guys. The headlight gets the Whitney seal of approval. Off to AF1. Showed up a little bit early to AF1 because the Triumph truck just showed up, and I've got the Street Triple right there. I wanted to set it up next to the new Trident 800 because that's one of the coolest looking bikes in the lineup, I think, for 2026. And I just want to see it side by side with my modded Street Triple. So here's my bike with the Motodemic kit, and then here's the Trident with its stock factory round headlight. And one of the things I'm noticing is this like front cowl doodad right here. It's not as well integrated, I don't think, as it could be. I mean, it looks fine, and I'm sure it's gonna work great. Certainly better than this at moving the wind around you, but I don't know, I feel like just the way that this fits together just feels slightly better. And then I feel like if you had a fly screen right here, this would be like a really cohesive piece. I don't know, guys, let me know what you think between these two. Now it's time to get the man in the streets opinion. Finally, I've got my first victim to talk about the RS here with the round headlight. It's Flip Moto. He's been at track with me a whole bunch. We've been riding on Coda together. We're in different groups, but we've been on track a handful of times.
At the same practice.
So he apparently has already done a Motodemic kit like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, when it first came out.
So I'm really interested to hear what he has to say about this one. So let me turn this around. All right, man, what do you think?
I mean, not gonna lie, the whole Motodemic single headlight is the whole reason I bought a Street Triple, is because I could do the conversion. So seeing you doing it right here is like the absolute quintessential upgrade. So and it's badass that you got the JW speaker.
Go ahead and flip it on. Let me know what you think. Because this is actually not a JW speaker. It's a Chinese clone of a JW. And I'm wondering if people are gonna notice.
I don't
by
notice.
looking at it.
I don't notice. You can't tell.
And it is bright as hell too.
Yeah, it is.
Like that is a crazy bright headlight.
There's your brights. Yeah, it's sick. I love it. Nice and sleek with you look down and now you see these. It's a sick look.
So that's officially 2 for the round headlight and none for the stock headlight. So it's looking good for the Motodemic kit so far. All right, we got victim number 2, my buddy Abi. What do you think about the round headlight here?
Oh, I really like it, man. Like I'm in the the part of the crowd that doesn't like the bug eye headlights. So this is a market improvement. Like I was thinking, like, it reminded me of, like, it's the Trident that's like the Sport Naked that also has a round headlight. Yeah, yep. That and like the Honda Hornet, like it reminded me of that.
So go ahead and flip it on. Let me know if you think that headlight on there looks like a Chinese knockoff.
No, it looks like a real headlight. And it's got like the lean sensitive thing?
Yeah, so it doesn't do it in stages, it's just 100%, which I honestly think makes a little bit more sense.
Okay, fun. Yeah, no, it looks correct. It looks like it's doing its job, and no drama about it. I'm quoting my buddy, our buddy Jared, about this. He thinks that you should have gone with like the double,
so the
lights.
classic old 2 round headlights.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would have fit on there, but I really do like the big round one.
Yeah,
so.
it'd have to be smaller, I guess.
Yep. Okay, I'm sure this is a Triumph event. This is a Triumph crowd. I've got to be able to find somebody in here who digs the 2 headlights on there. Okay, so next victim, I found Adrian here at the dealership. Now, Adrian is not familiar with the street triples normally. This is kind of your first real experience with them.
Yeah.
So I showed him the stock R over there, which has the exact same headlight, but this is the new one. Go ahead and let me know what you think about that singular round headlight there.
I actually prefer this look over the stock look. I immediately walked up to the stock look and was like, yeah, that's ugly.
So just general vibes, you're thinking this is the way to go?
Yeah, no, I prefer that look over the stock look, definitely, for sure. I don't know what they were thinking about that. But
well, guys, that is number 4 for the stock, or for the new headlight. So I swear to God, before the end of the night, I'm gonna find somebody who likes the stock headlight more than this one. I promise, or at least I'm gonna try. All right, guys, I finally found somebody who is pro stock headlight. This is Nick. He works here at AF1, and hey man, what do you think about the new headlight?
Dude, I love them, honestly. I mean, I know they're a bit different, and a lot of people are kind of like, oh, it looks like a bug, or it's just not what you think of when you see a motorcycle, but I think that's what makes it stand out. And I just love how unique it is, and it really strikes a chord with me. I like it.
Okay, man, so now that you said that, what do you think about this single round headlight that I put on my street triple?
It does look good. You know, this single round headlight, I got one on my bike. It's a classic look. You really can't go wrong with it. But I mean, I'm pro stock, dude. I like the 2 headlights, man. I think it makes it look angry, kind of mean, and man, that's my look, dude.
So do me a favor, go ahead and flip the key on. Let me know if this is a $150 Chinese knockoff headlight that's inside of this Motodemic kit.
Okay.
Let me know if you think it feels like a $150 Chinese knockoff.
Let's see. Where's the brights on this bad boy? I mean, it's pretty bright.
And then we've also got, if you turn it to the side, you've got this the adaptive headlight thing, which is going to throw some more light in the direction you're going.
I see. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Not bad for a $150 knockoff light, huh?
Not at all, man. Not at all.
So all in, you're thinking maybe like a soft thumbs up, but you prefer the stock look.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'll give it 2 thumbs up all the way. It's definitely great. But yeah, dude, stock headlight for me. I love it. I love it.
Finally, guys, we found at least one person. It does make it 5-1.
Whatever, man. That's good odds, man. That's good odds.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We'll catch you in the next one. See you later.